Well, hands down, this has to be the most interesting story that I've ever told, the most compelling story that I've ever told about big media, and I want to share it with you today. Hello again, everyone. I'm Mark Dempsey. I'm an author and journalist, and today we're going to be talking about my favorite corporate media executive, Carl Pichnoccio Folta. That's right, Carl Pichnoccio Folta, who's the Executive Vice President of Corporate Communications at Viacom in New York City. But before we get to Carl's story, I want to share with you another story from the hotel industry, which I think you'll find apropos. We all know from staying in hotels that there are various quality levels to hotels. There's a one-star hotel, 2, 3, 4, and a 5-star hotel. Now, a one-star hotel is a crappy place to be. I mean, who'd want to stay there? But a 5-star hotel is a very nice place to be, and everyone would want to stay there. By the same token, there are one-star liars who aren't very good liars at all, and then there are 5-star fibbers who are masterful liars who lie all the time. Well, today I'd like to present Carl Pichnoccio Folta with the 5-Star Fibber Award. Congratulations, Carl. You have rightfully deserved it because in one of my emails, I discovered that Carl had lied no less than 5 times to one of my viewers by the name of Sheila G. Isn't that something? So congratulations, Carl. Now we all know that saying liar, liar, pants on fire, and Carl's pants are so hot that he just can't even sit down. I mean, he's working all the time. You know, just amazing. They have to have a fire extinguisher at his desk because his pants are on fire all the time because he's just fibbing all the time, okay? So let me tell you the story. Some time ago, I produced a video about the nonprofit group Get Schooled, which was created by Viacom and the Bill Gates Foundation with the intent, at least publicly, of trying to encourage kids to stay in school. Well, one of my viewers, Sheila G., saw a video that I had produced about that nonprofit organization, and she emailed Carl Folta with her concerns. And Carl Folta told her that the executive director, Marie Groark, had given me a reply concerning a proposal that I had submitted to her. The proposal that I had in mind would encourage kids to stay in school, would reach out to minority groups, would encourage kids to read, and all sorts of positive things. And Carl Folta represented that Marie had given me a reply. Well, she felt lied to, and she told Carl Folta that, and I want to read you exactly what Carl had to say to my viewer, Sheila G. Dear Miss Gaines, thank you for your email. First, I owe you an apology. I was mistaken when I wrote that Ms. Groark had declined Mr. Dempsey's proposal. That's true. You were mistaken. You made a mistake, you see? And by the way, it's always good to start with an apology, Carl. I'm proud of you. In fact, she had not yet responded. That is also true. As it turns out, shortly after their last email exchange, he posted his first video in which he attacked Ms. Groark and Get Schooled. She intended to respond, but based on that video, understandably decided that any further correspondence with him would be, quote, counterproductive. Well, that's just a bunch of grade A bullshit, Carl, because that's simply not true. That is lie number 2, and you were doing so well there. I mean, you started out by telling the truth. You gave an apology. I was very proud of you, and then the whammer. You see, you just let everyone down. That's not true because Marie Groark, the executive director of Get Schooled, did in fact email me 9 days after I had posted the second video. So he's lying there. Now, why did he do that? Because he's trying to provide his executive director with an excuse why she didn't respond. Instead of saying that she's incompetent or irresponsible, he puts the blame on me. He says because I produced such a bad video, horrible video, my goodness, that's the reason why Marie didn't respond. Well, she responded 9 days after I produced the video, and she said, hey, why don't you put your concerns on YouTube? I didn't respond to her, but I did respond to her via another video. But I'm just letting you know. See, that's another misrepresentation, and that is lie number 2. Now, lie number 3. He says that he just wasn't aware that she had not sent the reply. Is that believable? He's not aware? Come on now, no one's going to believe that, Carl. That's lie number 3. Now here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. He says, what's the reason why that my proposal to encourage kids to read, to encourage kids to stay in school, to encourage kids to have a love for learning, why was it turned down? And he tells my viewer this. He says my proposal was, quote, outside of the core mission of Get Schooled. That's what he says. He says that Marie Groark, the executive director, told me that, okay? But just as of yesterday, I got a response from Marie, and this is what she said. This is the reason why my project was turned down. She said it was, quote, similar to the programs that Get Schooled had already launched. Well, both can't be true. I mean, the project can't be outside of the core mission of Get Schooled and at the same time be incorporated into the programs that are already launched, at least similar to them. Both can't be true, so who's lying? Come on now, Carl. You know better than that. So the first lie, the fourth lie he told, was the reason why the project was turned down. And then he tells my viewer that Marie Groark, the executive director, had told that to me. Okay, that's lie number 5. There is no email record. You see? Carl, you're doing so well there. Now, you see, you're just fibbing again. Doggone it. So throughout the entire time here, did Carl ever request to see the proposal? He's the board director. He should be very interested in this if he's very interested in education. No, his focus was completely on my videos and what I had to say. And he goes on and on and on here to my viewer about, you know, what a horrible guy I am and so forth, that I've criticized him and Get Schooled, and it's pointless to have further conversations with me, etc., 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 okay? But he asked Sheila not to forward his email to me, and she declined. She did forward it, and I'm glad she did. Because you see, it's not right for an executive at Viacom to talk behind my back and to conceal information and then to conceal misrepresentations, because as soon as I saw all that he had written, I wrote to him and Marie Groark and I said, listen, there are 5 lies here. These are misrepresentations. You're not being truthful with one of my viewers. You see? So even after you produce a video criticizing Carl Folta, as I did, about fibbing and making misrepresentations and that sort of thing, he continues to lie to people. People have patterns. So you see, people have patterns of behavior. There are people who are consistent in telling the truth, and then there are people who are consistent in not being truthful. Carl is not consistent in telling the truth. It's only when you call him on it. It's only when he doesn't have a way to back out. That's when he starts fibbing. Now, what does this all say? Well, one of the things it says is that Carl Folta and Marie Groark they're not communicating very well. Because if they had communicated, they certainly would have known. They certainly would have realized their mistake. Because Carl would have said, hey, listen, this is what I've said. You need to match what I've said. You see, but he probably didn't do that. He probably just said, just send the guy a rejection letter. Just blow him off, you know, send him something. And that's what she did, you see. Poor communication, lots of misrepresentation, continued lying, and on and on and on. And so we, as the general public, are expected to believe and have faith in an organization like Get Schooled. Well, by golly, I hope this video gets you schooled about the real intentions of Viacom and the Bill Gates Foundation. It's not about kids, it's about public relations. And I told Carl Folta that, all right? So Carl, congratulations on your award for being the best fibber in the entire country. I look forward to talking to you again. I'm sure that you'll be responding to this video very promptly. All right? And thanks, Sheila, for bringing this to my attention, and to all the viewers that I have, and to all the people who email me. Thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. Happy holidays, everyone. Talk to you later. And if you'd like to email me, please do. It's markd112@yahoo.com. It's markd112@yahoo.com. And happy holidays, Carl.